I stumbled upon this question on Quora. What is it like for a medical student to dissect a body for the first time? There were plenty of well-explained answers. As for me, I didn't freak out at all during the dissection. What I'll say was unfazed, because my real shock would come a year later. And so, I wanted to make a video about my experience before I got sensitized to the process and lost my ability to feel anything weird about witnessing these procedures multiple times. The first autopsy I attended was that of a full-term pregnant lady. As I entered the hall, I noticed her bare body on the procedure table. Unlike the cadavers from the dissection hall, which were wrinkled, dark and stiff because of formalin preservation, this body was so fresh and so alive, Smooth, unwrinkled skin with complete range of body motion, so unlike the cadavers, and so like any living person. As if she would get up all of a sudden and ask, how did she even get here? There was a mildly foul smell in the room, which indicated that she'd probably been dead a few hours. Soon the autopsy started with the forensic experts incising through her trunk to remove the sternum and access the internal organs. The organs were removed one by one and weighed. The stomach was emptied and its content was so intact, digestion hadn't even started. Every organ, the liver, kidney, spleen, was then removed, cut and a part of it preserved for microscopic examination because of suspected poisoning. Next, the intestine was examined. And just as the forensic experts began, the foul smell that was already present in the room got even stronger. Clubbed with the sight of the abdominal fat being removed, it nearly had me puke and I had to take a step back to recover. The uterus was then removed and the fetus extracted from it. But then no dissection was performed on the fetus because the police hadn't demanded it. Next, the brain. It's so easier to remove the scalp in the recent dead than in a cadaver, where it sounds just like ripping Velcro. Next, an electric saw was used to cut the skull cap. The noise and the skull dust flying everywhere. Upon removing the skull cap, the frontal lobe of the brain was pulled back and the spinal cord cut to remove the brain. Then the forensic expert again cut it open to examine. The limbs were spared because in this case there was no reason to suspect them to be involved in the cause of death. Now it was time to put it all back. The internal organs, all cut and useless, were simply dumped back into the body. The sternum was put back in place and the skin stitched. This was done because the body has to be returned to the family members for final rites. Also, for aesthetic reasons, there's a way the incisions are made, so the stitches don't get the already disturbed family members more disturbed. I was wondering if the organs could have been donated at the time of death. Also, while waiting outside the mortuary, we were told not to have any fun because the family members of the deceased were waiting around us as well. Thank you for watching. And there's one more thing. In a lot of conservative societies, many young adults, or I'd say majority, have not had any sexual experience whatsoever. The first time they see a naked body in real life is in the anatomy dissection hall. Then again, the cadavers are not even close to resembling a living body like those in the autopsy hall. To see such an alive, dead body could affect the witnesses' minds in all sorts of ways and influence their sexual experience when time comes. But then again, I made this video before my crude emotions from witnessing my first autopsy got washed away by multiple repetitions. So I'm guessing the mind will classify this experience as a totally academic one and not have it affect our psychology in any way. Fingers crossed. If you stuck around this far, you deserve a hug. Come here. Give the video a like and encourage me with a subscribe. You are watching Thrown in the Deep. This is the end of No Shave November, or like I call it, No Shave Ember. How does the beard look?